Hi guys, I'm Rick. Welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm making pressure cooker cheesy meatball pasta. Alright, I'm starting out here with my 6-quart electric pressure cooker, and I have a 16-ounce box of pasta I'm going to dump in here. And you can use any kind of pasta you like. Just make sure it's a heavy-duty pasta that's going to hold up, not like wide noodles or nothing like that. I also have some frozen meatballs here. It's a bag of 64 Italian-style meatballs. I'm going to dump them in there. If you have a smaller family or just you and your spouse or whatever, you can use a smaller quantity. It's just for a family of 5. I have some water here. I'm going to start out with 4 cups and dump that in there and see how this looks. And I'm just doing this recipe on the fly, so I'm not sure how much it's going to take. I'm going to go ahead and dump 6 cups of water in here. I can drain off the excess if there is any when it's done cooking. Alright, now I'm going to seal my lid on here. Make sure to set on airtight. Now I'm going to set this to pressure cook for 8 minutes. Now when my 8 minutes are up and we're ready to go on to the next step, I'll be back. While I'm waiting for my pasta and my meatballs to get done pressure cooking, I have a 32-ounce block of Velveeta type cheese. I'm using about 3/4 of it. I put the rest of it away. We can use that for nachos, so about 21 or 22 ounces. And I have an 8-ounce block of cream cheese. I'm going to go ahead and cube these up while I'm waiting for that to get done. Alright, my 8 minutes are up. I had to coax the steam out of this gently because I want it to spill all over the place, so be careful of that. And I drained this in a colander and put it back in the pot. Now I'm going to add my cream cheese and that there Velveeta-like cheese into the mix. Getting it down in there. It wants to stick all over my cutting mat, but that's alright. And like I said, I cut this into smaller cubes so that it would melt easier. And I forgot to mention, the cheese and the cream cheese were warmed up to room temperature, so they melt easier. So I'm going to go ahead and melt this down in here. I'm going to put my lid on here for a minute. This is set on the warm setting. I'm going to put my lid back on here loosely and let this sit for a minute so that cheese will melt some. Okay, I let this sit for a few minutes with the lid on. Now I have 2 cups of milk I'm going to add in here, and this milk is cold. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this on in brown saute setting and warm this up to melt. Warm that milk up and melt the rest of that cheese the rest of the way through. And if your pressure cooker doesn't have the saute brown setting, just go ahead and set that on pressure cook high and leave the lid off. And you want to stay with this while this does this. You want it to scorch or burn. Alright, let this go for a few minutes on the saute brown setting to melt that cheese and warm it through. You can see it's all nice and melted and creamy. Now I'm going to finish this off by adding some Italian seasoning in. About a half a teaspoon. Stirring in there. Okay, this is done. It's ready to go. Let's go ahead and fix up a plate and see what we got. Alright, there you have it. Pressure cooker, cheesy meatball pasta. Give this a try. I think you'll like it. And until next time, I'll see ya.